What's good, everybody? It's your boy Batman. We're over here doing another reaction video. It's going to be of our boy Anime World. If you guys have not heard of him, make sure to check him out. He has incredible content. He's a big fan of anime itself and a lot of Naruto content. For any of the Naruto fans out there, we're going to be looking at a video, and it's a video that actually really did intrigue me. And I have thought of this topic, you know what I mean? And instead of just doing my own video, I felt like of doing a reaction to it and then basically to give my thoughts of what would actually really go down if it really came to it. Now, I don't know the whole Boruto storyline, unfortunately, so I wouldn't be able to give too much insight on that. So I'm a little bit worried on actually watching this, but it's only 6 minutes long, and I don't think, you know what I mean, he's going to say anything really major spoils or anything like that. So, but yeah, this is going to be a really interesting video, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's talk about
what it is what if Sasuke won the final battle? We're going to be getting into it, and let's check it out.
Happen moving forward if Sasuke won the final battle in the Valley of the End. But in order to fully understand this, you've got to hit that like button so hard that he falls back and asks you who hit him, and hit the notification bell as well because I upload weekly, if not more. So before we talk about what would have happened if he won and how he would have won, let's talk about his motivations up to this point, as they became pretty diluted over time and a little difficult to understand. So let's break that down first. As we all know, his original goal was to put an end to his brother, since he was responsible for the termination of his own village. After his final battle with Itachi, he learns that everything he did was in favor of the village, as the Uchiha clan was plotting to overthrow the Hidden Leaf. Rather than observe the cause of his brother and follow the same goal of protecting the village, he does the complete opposite and wishes for its downfall because of the harm that they did to Itachi. And his views do change variably over time, as he meets Edo Itachi, but this is more or less the type of mindset that he has towards the end of the war arc, and he only really helped Naruto because of the mutual benefit that he gained from it. Now, there are also some statements towards the end of the arc that give us some more insight on his plans after he would have won, but let's first talk about how he would go about doing so, right? So I'm not really going to talk about the logistics of exactly which situation he could have won in and who was exactly stronger at that point in time, because that's its own video in and of itself, but that doesn't really impact the outcome too much because there are some things that he could have done to ensure his victory. First of all, seeing a lot of parallels with Dragon Ball, he could have done something very similar to Vegeta in the Majin Buu saga, where he got a senzu bean from Goku and knocked him out, basically making him think that he's now changed. Only now this time Sasuke would do the rat seal with Naruto and immediately afterwards kill him once he has his back turned. And obviously the rat seal would be to undo the infinite Tsukiyomi. Also, I would imagine that he would keep control of the tailed beast to help him against potential backlash. And obviously Sasuke would become Hokage, as he stated previously in the Battle of the End. And also I think he mentioned that when he met the Hokages. He also said in the anime that he alone can bear the hatred of the world. And he also said, and I quote, that he would concentrate all the hatred in himself and bring every village under his control. Now, this is most likely out of hatred for the Hidden Leaf and to prevent what happened to him to happen to anyone else in the future. Now, it is somewhat of a noble cause but diluted reasoning. He essentially wanted to build a village from the ground up, very similar to Madara's intentions initially before the whole infinite Tsukiyomi thing. Kind of like a unified front with him as the sole leader, most likely killing any opposition, as Naruto was the only real thing holding him down and keeping him grounded. Now that means that all the previous Kage and the new era Kage would probably all be eliminated. I think Kakashi would be the first to go because...
For sure, there's no conceivable way that the Kage are going to be doing anything remotely to him. Like, the moment Naruto goes down, the man, he literally is going to have access to all the fucking tail beasts. The full power 9 tails, all of them, okay? You know what I mean? And he's just set. He's good to go. Now, remind you, even though he did say he was going to kill all the tail beasts, you know what I mean? It would be interesting if Sasuke actually kept them all alive and just had them sealed this way just in case if he ever needed them. Because imagine him actually, like, utilizing all the tail beasts and absorbing all of their power and chakra and putting it into his Susanoo like he did against Naruto. And imagine him doing that and then just pulling up on, like, you know what I mean, like Ishiki or, you know, or any of the other big bads that happen in Boruto. I know some of the villain names. I just don't know anything of the story or the context. But just imagine with that amount of power, if he had that level of power and was able to pull up on Jigen, you know, or Ishiki or Delta or all these other characters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure that would be a big deal for him. Now, since I haven't really seen Boruto and haven't gone too far enough into it, you know, like, I don't know if that would be enough to be able to solo or beat all of them, you know, but it's a possibility. It's a shit ton of chakra and power, you know, like, And then not only that, like if Sasuke was to ever even like maybe obtain like his own version of Sage Mode, maybe like the Curse Mark somehow, whatever, that's another amp of power. Like he has ways. Like he even states to Naruto like there's many ways of immortality, there's many ways of this and that for him to acquire power. Like he was basically going to be pulling some Orochimaru vibes, you know what I mean, and like some moderate like Uchiha level type vibes to ensure that he was the strongest being on that planet. So overall it would be interesting, but if we're going with like the canon mentality and what the exact route he was going to do, nah, he said everybody dies. The Kage, the Tail Beast, Naruto, so they would all be gone, meaning it would just be his power alone. So, but without a doubt, all these people would die. Like, they would all be dead. There's nothing they would be able to do to even at all contend with him.
He was not caught by the Infinite Tsukiyomi and would probably be one of the first ones to know about Naruto's defeat. Now, we do know Sasuke was quite a bit drained after the fight with Naruto, but Kakashi was also drained and without any Sharingans after an intense battle with Kage. I don't think he'd put up too much of a fight either. Also, for those who think that he would be taken down by all the villages, no, he wouldn't. First of all, the entire Shinobi Alliance stood no chance against Edo Madara, who is more than exponentially weaker than Rinnegan Sasuke.
Yep.
So it's pretty safe to say that he wouldn't really have too much of an issue ruling with an iron fist. And where Shippuden left off, he wouldn't really go on his journey of atonement, and would eventually also probably get his arm back with Hashirama cells, much like Naruto did, because the main reason why he rejected it in the first place because he felt like this should be part of his punishment and atonement. And although he would kill those who were threats to him and opposed him, we do know that he wanted to become Hokage, and in chapter 694, right before the final battle with Naruto, he does state that he thought that Itachi was the true Hokage, as he was a shinobi who took on all hatred and protected the land of fire in Konoha from the shadows. This shows that he would probably still want to protect those who are weak or completely innocent. And that brings us to after Shippuden, towards the Boruto era. Obviously, there would be no Boruto. I don't think even Hinata would be alive, because upon hearing of Naruto's death, I can see her going on a rampage and getting absolutely yeeted across the map by Sasuke. I mean, Toneri wasn't really too much of an issue in the last, so I'll just move on to fully into the Boruto era and the Momoshiki arc. I feel as though there would be a direct and very quick confrontation between Sasuke and Momoshiki and Kinshiki, since Sasuke is in direct control of the Tailed Beasts, and they were after their chakra. And in my video
okay, so he's not going the route of him even killing all the Tailed Beasts. Instead, his version of it, if Sasuke won the final battle, is all the Tailed Beasts would still be alive. Okay, that's interesting.
Nerfed Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, I brought about some points that allude to the fact that they were already slightly weakened in their fight against Momoshiki, as Naruto had much of his chakra drain and Sasuke had to exhaust a bunch of chakra to use his Rinnegan to transport the maximum amount of people possible. Without any of these drains, with the chakra of all the Tailed Beasts, and without letting Momoshiki fuse, I think Sasuke would be able to kill Momoshiki and Kinshiki.
Absolutely.
And who knows? Maybe
come on now. Like, if this guy has all the fucking Tailed Beast and he does all their chakra and power into his Susanoo, he is clapping them, bro. There's, you know what I mean? Like, once again, I haven't gone that far, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And this guy, he's pretty knowledgeable. You know what I mean? He's not really the one to kind of say some bullshit, and you know what I mean? And that's it. So if he's saying it, I'm pretty damn sure that would be the case. Yeah, he's clapping him. Like, that's it. GG's. You know, like, like, and then and not only that, imagine if he like even absorbs all of them and like summons the Ghetto statue, you know, whatever, and like absorbs all of them back into it and becomes like, he could even become the 10-tailed Jinchuriki if he wanted to. Like, bro, like, this gotta be crazy powerful, you know, like, so, you know, I don't know. Like, I think he'd be fine. You know, if at the end of the day, if the Susanoo is not enough, then he could just summon the Ghetto statue, put them all in there, become the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, and then it's literally 10-tailed Jinchuriki Sasuke versus, you know what I mean? And like, he's gonna be a fucking beast at that point. So, you know, he has ways to go about it.
Be the one receiving the karma instead of Boruto. Now, if we continue with the Boruto story chronologically, we know that eventually at some point in time...
though. He would actually be the one with the karma then. And that's pretty crazy too. Karma's no joke. From what I've heard about it, it's pretty strong. So...
he would probably run across Kawaki and probably take him in similar to Naruto because he saw himself in Kawaki, and he may even be curious about the Karma mark and how he can learn from it. This would eventually bring us to the Ishiki arc. Now, I would assume that the Karma members would probably be killed as soon as they come into Sasuke's path, with very little remorse,
sure.
as we know, because we know that Sasuke would be ruling with an iron fist, very similar to, say, the Injustice franchise from DC Comics. And that would bring us to our final contestant, Jigen. Now, this is very tough, is much tougher, since originally Naruto and Sasuke both stood essentially no chance against Jigen. So I would imagine that knowing this, Amato,
spoilers,
Kashin Koji, and Sasuke would all have to eventually team up to kill Jigen similarly to the original plan, with some slight variations to waste as much time as possible. Sasuke would also be much stronger because he has all the tailed beasts sealed away, where he can siphon their chakra enough to stall and hopefully defeat him. Otherwise, the story would have come to a conclusion right there. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it off, because I don't really want to go over the code arc as it's still ongoing. There's no conclusion yet, but I'm definitely going to continue this in the future if this is something that you guys are interested in or you guys want me to talk about some more.
That's not too bad. I actually enjoyed it. I'll even,
once again, if you guys like more videos like this,
I'll like it. But that's not too bad. And I do agree. Like, at the end of the day, the way I see it, guys, is, let's see, I thought he was going the route of him not having any fucking, like, everything's just dead. So if that was the case, Sasuke would more than likely die. Like, if he had a fight against Momoshiki and all these people, he's fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Could he be able to pull it off? Maybe, but he's more likely taking the L. But if he has all the tail beasts at his disposal as well, I just don't see them coming on top of that. I don't know who the fuck Jigen is. You know what I mean? Oh, I do know, but I don't know, you know what I mean, the full 9 yards about him. Could he more than likely be able to pull it off? I don't fucking know, but maybe with all the tail beasts, or especially becoming the 10-tailed Shinjutiki. And then the guy named Ishiki, like, do you think he could be able to beat him? You know what I mean? Like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, would that be enough power? It's interesting to think about. And then with the fact that him also having karma, I think that is a big deal in my opinion. Even though I don't know really anything about karma, but with him having karma, the tail beast, all these variables to put into consideration, he might even be able to take on Ishiki. You know what I mean? Unless I'm capping on that, but whatever. But if he didn't have any of the tail beasts and they're all dead like he said he was going to do, then yeah, no, Sasuke would be taken care of eventually, especially during the Momoshiki arc. Like, what is he going to be able to do? Like, he has to fight against all these strong-ass people, you know what I mean, put up a fight, and he's not doing that by himself. You know what I mean? If he struggled, well, even though there was variables, you know what I mean, they were both, just like Anime World said, they were both nerfed technically, but, I still don't see it. I don't see it. So, but anyways, that's going to be it for that video, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. We're going to make it a little bit more shorter as a reaction video for today. There'll be plenty of Naruto content to come out. I just want to at least get this video out for the weekend. And that's basically it. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. Comment your thoughts down below of what basically you think would happen and the route it would go if Sasuke basically ended up defeating and killing Naruto with or without the tail beast. And yeah, subscribe for more content. Subscribe if you guys love the channel. Peace.